If riding slow feels harder than riding fast, congratulations. You just discovered one of the biggest truths in motorcycling that nobody admits out loud. And if you're an older rider, 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, this truth hits even harder. Slow speed riding is where all the confidence lives. Not on the highway, not in the twisties, right there in the parking lot, under 10 miles an hour. But here's the good news. If slow speeds are kicking your butt, you're not a bad rider. You're a normal one. And today we're going to fix that together. Hey riders, Matthew here from Autozium, and I'm about to show you why slow riding feels terrifying, why it gets worse as we get older, and most importantly, how to master it so your bike finally feels calm, balanced, and predictable under you. Let's break this down in plain English. Number one, get your eyes up, way up. Here's the thing most riders never realize. Your eyes are practically the steering wheel of your motorcycle. Whatever you stare at becomes the invisible magnet pulling your bike in that direction. And at slow speeds, that magnet becomes insanely strong. If your eyes are glued to the ground, the front wheel starts hunting, your balance collapses, and suddenly the bike feels shaky, heavy, and unpredictable. Exactly the opposite of confidence. When you lift your chin and push your vision out 20 to 30 feet, something magical happens. The bike steadies. Your arms relax. Your line becomes smooth instead of jagged. It's almost like the motorcycle breathes a sigh of relief because you finally told it where to go. Older riders especially get caught in this trap because the instinct to look down to stay safe gets stronger as we age. But on a bike, looking down is the danger. Think of it like walking across a narrow beam. Stare at your feet, you wobble. Look ahead, you glide. Same physics, same brain, same solution. So next time you're doing a slow U-turn or navigating a parking lot, exaggerate it. Lift your whole head, turn your chin, and lock your eyes on the destination, not the hazard. Your bike will follow like it's wired directly to your pupils. And honestly, it kind of is. Number two, loosen your arms. Seriously, loosen them. You know what kills slow speed control faster than anything else? Tension. And 90% of that tension lives in your arms. It doesn't matter how big your engine is. If your elbows are locked or your wrists are stiff, the bike becomes a stubborn, twitchy mule instead of a smooth, predictable partner. Older riders especially tend to clamp down on the handlebars because it feels safer. But the moment you stiffen your arms, you disconnect your body from the bike. You stop letting it lean, wiggle, adjust, and self-correct. You end up fighting the machine instead of flowing with it. Think of your arms like shock absorbers. If they're rigid, every tiny movement from the bike gets transmitted into your body and you react by tightening even more. It's a vicious cycle that ends in wobbles, overcorrections, and the classic slow speed tip over. Instead, try this. Imagine you're holding handlebars made of warm butter. Soft grip, light touch. Let your elbows hang. Let your shoulders drop. Feel how the bars move underneath you when the bike shifts at low speed. That movement isn't danger, it's communication. When your arms loosen, your whole body joins the conversation. Your hips start steering. Your torso becomes the counterbalance. Your head stays free to look up and ahead. Suddenly, the bike stops fighting you and starts cooperating. Smooth turns, stable balance, zero drama. Loosen your arms and everything else loosens with them. Number three, do the walking speed. If there's one drill that turns slow speed chaos into slow speed confidence, it's this one. Riding at walking pace, literally matching the speed of someone strolling beside you, rewires your brain in a way that nothing else does. Most riders have never actually spent time at this speed, so when they hit it in real life, tight U-turns, heavy traffic, parking lots, they feel like the bike suddenly weighs 800 pounds. The walking speed drill teaches your clutch hand, throttle hand, and rear brake foot to communicate smoothly. And when those three work together, the bike becomes ridiculously stable, even with barely any forward momentum. Start simple. Find a long, empty stretch of pavement. Get the bike rolling just above idle. Slip the clutch slightly. Feather the throttle. Drag the rear brake very lightly. Not enough to slow you down, just enough to create tension. That tension is the secret sauce. It loads the bike so it stops lurching and starts gliding. Older riders especially see huge improvements from this because it forces your reactions to slow down. No more quick jerks, no more panicky corrections, just steady, deliberate control. After a few minutes, you'll feel it. The bike stops wobbling, your hands calm down, your wheels track straighter, and slow riding starts to feel, dare I say it, easy. This drill is the foundation of all slow speed mastery. Nail it, and everything else gets better instantly. Number four, use the rear brake like it's your best friend. If the clutch is the heart of slow riding, the rear brake is the spine. It's what holds the whole thing together. Most riders underestimate how powerful that rear brake is, not for stopping, but for stabilizing the motorcycle at extremely low speeds. And older riders benefit from it more than anyone else because it instantly removes the twitchiness that makes slow speed riding feel scary. Here's why it works. When you drag the rear brake just slightly, you create tension through the entire drivetrain. That tension prevents the bike from lunging forward when you add a little throttle or when the clutch grabs. It smooths out every input, even the imperfect ones. Suddenly, your low speed control becomes buttery, predictable, and calm, even if your technique isn't perfect yet. Think of the rear brake as a stability button. Tap it lightly, and the bike settles. Lean in a slow speed turn, the rear brake holds the bike steady. Worried about falling to the inside? Rear brake fixes that too. Feel yourself wobbling? A little rear brake brings everything back into balance. This isn't about mashing the brake. It's about a soft, consistent drag, just enough to tighten the bike up. And once you feel how much smoother your U-turns, parking maneuvers, and tight corners become, you'll wonder how you ever rode without it. Master the rear brake, and slow riding stops being a fight and starts feeling like control. Number five, relax your hips and move with the bike. Here's the truth most riders never hear. Your hips, not your arms, do the real steering at slow speeds. When your hips are stiff, locked, or frozen in place, the bike can't lean naturally. And without lean, the bike starts fighting you. Older riders struggle more here because hips naturally lose flexibility with age, which makes slow speed leaning feel awkward or even unsafe. But once you relax your hips and let them move with the motorcycle, slow speed control instantly becomes easier. Think of your hips as the rudder of the ship. Small, gentle inputs guide the entire machine. When you're turning slowly, nudging your inside hip forward and slightly applying pressure helps the bike lean just enough to complete the turn smoothly. Meanwhile, your upper body stays tall and calm, acting as the counterweight. The key is to let the bike move underneath you rather than trying to keep it perfectly upright. Slow riding isn't about keeping the bike rigid. It's about controlled, intentional movement. When your hips loosen, your turns widen gracefully or tighten precisely depending on how you shift your weight. Try this next time you practice. Imagine your hips are on a swivel. When the bike starts to tip or lean in a turn, allow your hips to follow instead of fighting it. The movement should be subtle and relaxed, not exaggerated or forced. You'll feel the difference immediately. The bike feels lighter, the steering feels smoother, and suddenly, the turn you used to dread becomes something you glide through effortlessly. Hips relaxed equals control restored. Number six, breathe. This one sounds almost too simple to matter until you catch yourself doing the exact opposite. Most riders, especially older riders, hold their breath when they're tense. Slow speed turns, tight maneuvers, unexpected wobbles, all of these trigger that subconscious breath hold. And when your breath locks up, your body follows. Your grip tightens, your shoulders rise, your balance vanishes, and you start fighting the motorcycle without even realizing why. Breathing is directly connected to balance. When you inhale and exhale steadily, your body stays loose, oxygen keeps flowing to your muscles, and your brain stays calm enough to make smooth, confident decisions. When you stop breathing, your nervous system goes into threat mode. It assumes something dangerous is happening. That makes you rigid, jumpy, and reactive. Exactly the opposite of what slow riding requires. So here's the fix. Practice timed breathing with your maneuvers. As you approach a slow turn or U turn, take a long inhale. As you enter the turn, slowly exhale. That exhale is what relaxes your shoulders, softens your hands, and keeps your balance centered. Riders are always shocked by how much smoother their slow speed control becomes the moment they consciously breathe through the movement. Try it in a parking lot. You'll see it instantly. The bike stops feeling nervous because you stop feeling nervous. One relaxed breath equals one relaxed turn. Sometimes the difference between panic and control is literally just air. Number 7, practice the two easiest drills ever. If you want slow speed confidence without feeling like a total beginner weaving through tiny cones, these two drills are your best friends: big circles and big figure eights. They're simple, they're smooth, they build real skill without overwhelming you. And the best part? Older riders benefit from them more than anyone because they gently improve balance, coordination, and muscle memory without pressure. Start with big circles, 20 to 30 feet across. Pick a landmark, a painted line, a light pole, a cone if you have one, and just ride around it at walking pace. Eyes up, arms loose, hips guiding the bike, rear brake dragging slightly. Big circles help you understand how the bike behaves when it leans slowly. They teach you to trust the bike's natural stability. Once that feels good, shift to big figure eights. These are magical because they combine both left and right lean angles without forcing sharp transitions. They build rhythm, they build smoothness, and they teach your brain to stay relaxed even during direction changes, the exact skill you need in parking lots, traffic, and tight spaces. Do these drills for just 10 minutes and watch what happens. Your balance sharpens, your clutch control improves, your brain stops panicking. Every slow maneuver suddenly feels predictable instead of scary. It's not about perfection, it's about familiarity. The more your body understands how the bike behaves at low speed, the calmer and more confident you become. And at last, all I want to say is slow riding isn't a weakness, it's the real skill. Anyone can blast down a highway, anyone can feel good at 60 miles per hour. But real riders can control a bike at 6 miles per hour. If slow riding scares you, you're exactly the rider who's about to make the fastest progress. And I'm here for it. This is Matthew from Autozium. Ride safe, ride smart, and don't be afraid of going slow. Mastering slow is how you level up fast.